Have you ever wondered if a single penny hiding in an old jar could be worth more than a luxury mansion?
Don't spend another coin until you hear this, because one 1944 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny with a D mint mark has shocked collectors with its incredible value, and the details that separate an ordinary penny from a life-changing treasure are almost invisible.
Most people think every old penny is worth just 1 cent.
That's exactly why rare coins continue to disappear into cash registers, piggy banks, and coin counting machines every single day. Somewhere in America, valuable coins are still sitting in forgotten drawers, waiting for someone to recognize what everyone else missed. Today, we're uncovering the mystery behind the famous 1944 Lincoln penny struck at the Denver Mint. We'll look at what makes certain examples incredibly desirable, the tiny clues that collectors search for, the mistakes that can turn an ordinary coin into a headline, and why some collectors have paid astonishing amounts for the rarest versions. Before this video ends, you'll know exactly what to look for in your own collection. Now here's where things get interesting.
In 1944, America was deeply involved in World War II.
The previous year, pennies had been made from zinc-coated steel because copper was needed for the war effort. But in 1944, the United States Mint returned to making pennies from bronze using recycled shell casings and other copper-based materials. Millions of these bronze pennies were produced, including hundreds of millions at the Denver Mint. At first glance, that doesn't sound rare at all.
If so many were made, why would anyone pay serious money for one?
That's the mystery.
The answer isn't simply the date or the D mint mark.
It's the combination of condition, unusual varieties, striking quality, and, in incredibly rare cases, dramatic mint errors.
Think about this for a second.
2 pennies can have the exact same date and mint mark. One may be worth less than $1, while another can sell for thousands, or in exceptionally rare error cases, much more.
That's why collectors never judge a coin by its date alone. Let's start with the mint mark.
The small letter D below the date tells you the coin was struck in Denver. Many people overlook this tiny letter, but experienced collectors know it tells part of the coin story. Still, don't assume every 1944 D penny is valuable. Most circulated examples are common.
They're interesting pieces of American history, but they won't fund an early retirement. So what changes everything? Condition. Imagine finding a coin that somehow escaped decades of wear.
Instead of scratches and faded details, Abraham Lincoln's portrait still has sharp hairlines. His cheek remains smooth. The wheat ears on the reverse show crisp lines. Even the original mint luster flashes under the light.
That's the kind of coin collectors compete for.
The difference between average and exceptional can mean hundreds or even thousands of dollars.
But we're only getting started. Here's something many people never notice. Some 1944 D pennies have tiny die varieties that specialists spend years searching for.
These may include repunched mint marks, doubled features, die cracks, or other unusual characteristics created during the minting process.
These aren't damage.
They're part of the coin's manufacturing history. Collectors love these discoveries because every variety tells a different story about what happened inside the mint over 80 years ago.
Now let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked closely at your pennies instead of tossing them into a jar? Most people never do. And that's exactly why hidden treasures sometimes stay hidden for generations. Now let's talk about the mistake that changed everything.
While nearly all 1944 D pennies were correctly struck on bronze planchets, a tiny number of incredible minting mistakes have captured the attention of the entire coin collecting world.
Picture this.
Workers are producing millions of bronze pennies.
Somehow, an incorrect steel blank from the previous year's production remains in the equipment. A bronze design is struck onto that leftover steel planchet. The result? One of the rarest Lincoln cent errors ever discovered. These wrong planchet errors are extraordinarily rare.
They're the coins that generate headlines.
They're the coins collectors dream about. And they're the reason so many people still inspect every 1944 penny they find. Now here's an important warning. Many people think their penny is steel simply because it looks silver. That's not enough.
Cleaning, corrosion, or environmental damage can completely change a coin's appearance.
The easiest first test is a magnet. Normal bronze pennies won't stick. Steel cents will. But even that isn't proof of great value. Counterfeits exist. Altered coins exist. Only professional authentication can confirm whether an unusual coin is genuine. This is where many people make an expensive mistake. They polish old coins. They scrub them with chemicals. They try to make them shiny. Unfortunately, cleaning usually destroys collector value. Even a beautiful rare coin can lose a significant portion of its worth after improper cleaning. If you think you found something unusual, leave it exactly as you found it. Handle it carefully by the edges. Store it safely. Then have it evaluated by a respected grading service or experienced coin expert. Now let's build the suspense. Imagine opening an old cigar box that belonged to your grandfather. Inside are dozens of wheat pennies. You notice one dated 1944 with a tiny D beneath the date. It looks brighter than the others. Your heart starts racing. Is it just another common cent? Or could it be something special? This is the moment every collector dreams about. The excitement isn't just about money. It's about solving a mystery. Every coin has a story. Who carried it? Where did it travel? How did it survive for more than 80 years? Those unanswered questions make coin collecting feel like treasure hunting. Now comes the part everyone waits for. How much could a 1944 D Lincoln penny actually be worth? An ordinary circulated example might be worth only a small premium over face value. A beautiful uncirculated example with strong eye appeal can be worth substantially more, especially if professionally graded in high mint state condition. Rare varieties can command even stronger prices depending on demand and rarity. And then there are the legendary error coins. Authentic 1944 D steel cents are among the rarest Lincoln cents ever produced. Because so few genuine examples are known, verified specimens have sold for extraordinary six-figure amounts at major auctions. These remarkable sales are the exception, not the rule, and they depend on authenticity, rarity, and condition. That's why you sometimes hear headlines claiming certain 1944 pennies are worth incredible fortunes. Those headlines usually refer to these exceptionally rare authenticated error coins, not ordinary bronze cents. Still, here's the exciting part. Every discovery started with someone taking a second look at an ordinary-looking penny. Nobody knew it was special until they checked. Think about that. Right now, millions of people have jars full of old coins sitting in closets, garages, and kitchen cabinets. Most will never examine them. A few will. And every once in a while, someone uncovers an amazing surprise. Could it happen again? Absolutely. Will every 1944 D penny be valuable? No. But if you never look, you'll never know. Here's another detail experienced collectors pay attention to. Strike quality. Some coins show exceptionally sharp details because the dies were fresh and properly aligned. Others appear weaker because the dies had worn down after striking thousands of coins. That difference may seem tiny, but advanced collectors notice immediately. Color also matters. Original red copper surfaces are generally more desirable than coins that have turned brown over decades. Professional grading services classify many copper coins by their remaining original color, and that can significantly influence market value. It's amazing how something smaller than a quarter can contain so many hidden details. That's what keeps collectors fascinated year after year. Every coin becomes a puzzle. Every mark tells a story. Every tiny difference could change everything. Before you empty that coin jar into a counting machine, slow down. Look for the date. Find the mint mark. Check the condition. Watch for anything unusual. If something seems different, don't assume it's worthless. Research it carefully and consider professional authentication before making any decisions. You might spend hours searching and find nothing unusual. Or your next handful of pennies could contain the discovery every collector hopes for. That's the thrill. Not knowing what's waiting until you finally look. So now I want to hear from you. Have you ever found an old wheat penny, or do you have a collection that's been sitting untouched for years? Take a close look after this video and let everyone know what you discover. You never know, you might inspire someone else to uncover a hidden treasure in their own pocket change. And if you enjoy uncovering the fascinating stories behind America's rarest coins, make sure you stick around. There are still countless pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, and hidden mint errors that most people overlook every single day. The next incredible discovery could already be sitting in your collection, waiting for the moment you finally decide to take a closer look.